resistance is the new norm. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, beginning of the recording. Let's do this. So, today we're looking at the Unison League spawn for the collaboration Seven Deadly Sins. And the monster we're most interested in is getting the Demon Cecilia. Target all enemies. Ability power 260, which is actually 300 after skill increases. 4 times at 100% accuracy. So that's a big fat whopping 1200 damage in star, mind you, physical. Success rate of 70%. Beguilement. And what beguilement does is the applier, if the opponent gets beguiled, the person who casted beguilement takes all the unison gains the person afflicted with beguilement would have gotten for the duration, which is great. Target all enemies. Remove the res, wards, invincibility, reflections, continued healing, reduction, all that goodness from Carnage Cry. Target all enemies. Reduces the unison gauge by 30. That is pretty huge. Usually the unison gauge reduction is around 20. So the little extra 10 is basically just ominous omen to everybody at the same time. It's great. Target all allies. Remove debuffs and special debuffs, so it's purification from the cleric tree. Target all allies. Status ailment removal, which is refresh. Target all allies. Unison gauge gains 3 for 60 seconds, which is the highest amount of unison gauge gain you can get off of a monster at this moment. Changes cost on all allies to 50, which is kind of a plus or minus. Usually more a plus, because typically speaking, whenever people are using costs, they're somewhere ranging around the lower end. And Twilight to yourself, which is the new aura. Twilight is 60 seconds of max HP 100%, which is really good. Not every new aura right now has max HP 100%. Nullifies cost reduction and unison gauge reductions. Heals for 10% of damage dealt. So it comes packaged with lifesteal on top of that. So remember that. And auras can't be balanced in normal means. Boosts your break increase value. So it boosts your ability to break opponents whenever you cast abilities, as if you were already a lancer. You just go ahead and brush your lance with your volcanic nova or your riot break, and you'll just go ahead and break that opponent at the same time. Now, break in player versus player content at least only does 10% damage defense reduction. In player versus environment or enemy content, the break actually increases the damage dealt upon a monster by 80%. So that's actually very tremendous when you're trying to do PvE content, to have somebody who is breaking. That is just my PSA on breaking your monsters. Just get somebody to break things, whether it be a lancer or a TH. It is smarter because it is just unavoidable damage. Plus 2, when the break value comes down, if your break chain is at maximum, you get unison off of that. Next part. Permits piercing through damage reduction and reflection and nullifying effects. The important one to take from this section right here is the nullifying effects when attacking, because that one is indicative of the Kijin buff, where you're able to go ahead and ignore nulls. So like the little applied nulls that get rid of the first couple of hits you're dealing on an opponent, it'll go straight through that for free. And that's the same way that Astrolab and Glistening Edge interact with nullifications. They go straight through without having hit them. So and another person on your team hits the same person without a damage nullifying effect piercer, they'll go ahead and take the nulls, whereas you will go straight through it. When in effect and an enemy is defeated, recovers 30% of your max health and fills your gauge by 20. I don't know, because it's not like formatted correctly. It has a semicolon right there between the two parts right here. I didn't get to see this in JP, but the fill unison by 20% by 20 points is kind of pivotal when defeating an enemy. So like a player or a monster, it fills your unison gauge by 20. So if you're doing wave content in Mobius, that's just boom, we'll just pull out my next unison immediately. Or if you're playing a guild battle or a Coliseum content, when you defeat an opponent, you already fill your unison gauge by 20, which is also boosted by the unison gauge gain you have because of Demon Cecilia, which is 3, so it's 23 instead. So yeah, you're gonna get a lot of unison really quickly by killing things. And debuffs and special debuffs are removed. So this section right here, all 3 of these things. Oh, see, there's a period right here when attacking. So this part from above, all is 1 point, and then when in effect and an enemy is defeated, all 3 of these things happen. So that's wonderful. However, you may notice that in Twilight they don't have 3 things. They don't have the refreshes. They don't have status ailment prevention. They don't have debuff prevention, and they don't have accuracy increase. So those are all things to be wary about. So you can still get debuffs, and you still get status. You can still get blinded and paralyzed and confused. So you got to be wary of those things. Now, the last part is just icing on the cake, really. It's pain collapse, which is the increase of the damage dealt on opponents by 30 ability power. Ability power is a big deal. Every hit will just do like this tremendous amount of extra damage for free for the time of 60 seconds. For reference, the pain collapse that comes off from Pollux and Caster is a 40 seconds duration, and I believe there are other pain collapse monsters such as not Guinevere, what was it, Frigga and Soul. I think there's 60 seconds, but that's irrelevant compared to how stupid this monster is. Now, the other monster that's also in this treasure is pretty acceptable too. Banalane in this light form over here. They're very nice. It's not the monster I'm looking for though. Target all enemies damage 260 because of ability power skill increases. 3 times 100% accuracy, light damage, not magic. All enemies. Success value of 100, uses confusion for 60 seconds. Maybe it's just a 1 stack of confusion. Balances your opponents, and then applies awakening to all your team. So it's unopened awakening, so it's the pocket awakening, so to speak. And if you're not aware what awakening does, it opens up at a value of 60 HP, and it applies 5 stacks of damage reduction to you, which is barrier. So that's 50% damage reduction. It boosts your stats by 50%, such as magic attack, defense, magic defense. It also gives you ability power up, so like as if you were to give somebody Hunter's Song. And if I remember correctly, it also gives you critical damage. It doesn't give you crit chance. I think it's one or the other to 2 crits. Anyway, it also, Bond in the Light also reduces physical and magical damage taken by 50% for 60 seconds, which is also barrier. So it gives you 100% barrier for 60 seconds if both of these conditions are met. Wonderful. target all allies, heals 20% of max HP every 5 seconds, which is a heal over time. Never a wrong thing. It's a 4 stack of that, so the highest amount of heal over time you can get is 8 stacks. So half of that already is a lot of health. Recovers the cost and fills the unison gauge of your allies. So 35 cost is a lot of cost, and 25 unison is a lot of unison. It also gives blessing to the user and also resurrection to the user. All these things are very nice. They are pale in comparison to Demon Cecilia, though. But it wouldn't be a bad thing to just suddenly get these guys. So let's get started. I have a 500 gems to work with, and the spawn is not looking incredible itself because the metal jackpots or metal chests are divided, and they're not the part of the jackpot. The jackpot itself is just monster scrolls, which is not great if you're trying to get more medals in order to purchase Demon Cecilia. Let's get started. And by the way, I've had an audience up until now, and I'm going to ask them after my first chest, because we are using the double chest TM. The double chest says after you've selected a pair of chests, ooh, nice arbor staff, you always go for your double chances. And when you double chance and hit a jackpot, you do the same 2 chests that you do your favorite chest, and you get the chests that you jackpotted off of in order to continue with the double chest TM. So I'm going to ask my audience at this moment if anybody has a suggestion for the first 2 chests today. 1 and 3, always 5, so I'm going to go ahead and make a combination of that. I'm going to go start off with the 5, and I'm going to take the 1 off of you, so let's do that. We got a little L shape on the left hand side. Awakening Orb. Oh, I wish it were an ether at least. Oh, that's the fire outfit, isn't it? It's a nice cosmetic. Yeah, this is the fireball outfit. It's the double XL. But it's not the jackpot. So we're going to go ahead and take the next suggestion, which was going to be 3. Oh! So we got the select monster, and it's Wolfhesnal. Ooh, beautiful. Now this man is actually very strong, and he applies a very dangerous amount of blind. So it's a 80% chance of blind, and then it also does piercing damage. It doesn't say so in the ability in the description. Weirdly enough, it doesn't say it. But it actually pierces with the ability power water damage over here. So then he also removes the reflections and continuous healings and damage reductions after dealing damage. But his attack itself actually does piercing. Also gives you crit chance and damage, and in frenzy. These are all just nice things, and he's a 36 cost monster, so nothing to shake nothing to say besides it's pretty okay. He blinds pretty well, though. I've seen it time and time again, and just get hit by Wolfhesnal, blind, and I'm sitting there like, well, there goes all of my accuracy. Shinji is suggesting that the damage. Okay, well, I've just jackpotted again. He's suggesting that the damage actually comes after the removal, and I'm not entirely sure either which way. It looks as if it's because the damage reduction has been removed, and you're dealing the damage as it is. But it also makes sense. It makes sense either which way. Not whether or not it's removed first or not. So we're gonna do the same one because we just jackpotted off of that. If I remember correctly. Yeah, so we're gonna do the same pairing. Okay, and that is the art of damage down. Yeah, also bring up the volume too. So I'm gonna postpone, which means I jackpotted then. Ooh, got that Dark Eisen for his enlightenment. Ooh, see, that's what we're looking for, though. We want the medals more than we want the jackpot. Yes, we got both the medals in this one. Okay, at least we have that going for us. Because I don't want to be here spending oodles and oodles of gems in order to get to where we need to be. What is our next suggestion? 6. Let's do 6 then. I mean, at least it's a high enough garb. You know, this is another art of damage down. If I remember something, yeah, art of magic damage down. But it wasn't what we were looking for. So I'm gonna go ahead and elect one myself right now. I'm gonna go with number 5 on the bottom, just to complete the L bend shape. Oh, got that Shinotobia though. And it's the jackpot. It is Gremory, the costume cosplay Gremory. She would be very lovely if her ability didn't suck. Let's go ahead and just give it a review real quick. Damage for Magic Star damage, it is 160 AP twice, 100% accuracy. Reduces the stats of your enemies by 20%. I'm pretty sure the UR version probably drops it to like 40, if I remember correctly. Reduces the ability cooldowns of all your allies by 10. I think it might be 20 at UR. Heals your allies of their max HP, which is heal over time. Life drains to all your allies. Damages all your allies because of a demerit. And that is it. It is the big suck. It is a 35 cost monster. It is the big suck. Should have at least had Team Awakening. I wish it had. I wish I had anything. It could have been Unison. It could have been Unison gain, Unison fill for all I care, but it just has nothing. We're getting a lot of these fairy weapons though, fairy garments and armor and weapons and stuff like that. So what is this, Kaiser shot or something like that? Yeah, Kaiser shot. It attacks an enemy once for physical damage and once for magic damage, both ignoring the defenses of your opponent. It is as if it's the ability power is the archer ability Burk Snipe, where it doesn't take into account the defenses of your opponents, though it still will go ahead and do all the damage reductions as normal. So your reflections and your damage barriers still count the same way, but it will go ahead and negate and ignore all the defenses. So if you fire it on a rook or somebody who is tanky, it will do natural amount of damage. Alright, What's our next suggestion, guys? So we did 1 and 5. Ella's suggestion for 6 was poo. So we're gonna go ahead and not do 6 this time. I think a 2 sounds about right. And it was correct, and it was the jackpot, so we're gonna go ahead and refresh, boys. Once again, double chest dictates that we're taking my favorite chest, which is the bottom left, number 4, and we'll go ahead and use the jackpotted chest. So let's do that one. Thank you. My dog has just responded. Oh, I jackpotted in his Aldebaran. Oh, and we got the Fire Bulwark body piece. It is a clothing. And that looks sick. Double chest TM, go ahead and hit the same 2 jackpot chests. Ooh, there's Hero. Thank you for stopping by, Hero. And again, I jackpotted, and again, I got another monster at the 35 cost range. But at least I have 800 divine medals to work with. Somebody is touching me. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Shinji. Can't wait to have my inventory filled with garbage. Let me go look at the medals that we've acquired thus far. So we are looking at 500 in order to get to where we need to be. Not 500. 9,000 and 5,000. So we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. We're almost there. And we start off with 500 gems, if I must remind you. We're looking at 131, so it was pretty steep thus far, 370 or so. Here's the hoping. Great, great. Good to have more medals. Please give me another medals. At least, I would wish at least that, you know. No, here's the thing. So, A-Team as of recent, at least, are starting to catch up, and they're pushing all of the spawns to keep with the meta of the times. So, all the power of everybody's spawns right now are at such a point where everybody is needing all these awakening orbs, needing all these ethers to keep up with the strength of everybody else around them. I'm happy that previously it used to be just droplets and awakening orb pieces, and now they're giving full out orbs and ethers. At the same time though, it's just another indication that the power of the game itself is slowly but steadily creeping. Number 6 for medals. This time I'll believe you, but if you lead me astray, LA, I'm gonna go ahead and ignore. Oh, see, exactly. What is that? Is that the staff or a lance? Is that a fire? It's a fire weapon, obviously, but which is this? It's the fire staff banner. Wow. Blaze gaze. Well, can't listen to her anymore because she's let me astray. Rip you. Alright, give me another suggestion. We're looking at 1, 3, and 5, folks. 1, 3, and 5. Number 5. No, LA, you've already led me astray already. See? Hero over here has gotten me the jackpot. I mean, we're not looking for the jackpot. I mean, we could, in order to like randomly get the jackpot monsters. That would be surprising in of itself. And it does refresh the page and allow me to use the double chest, which is a 1 in 3 chance, right? That helps out. Again, Awakening Orb instead of getting an Ether, which is irritating. And another one of the fairy defense gears. This isn't looking great. I'm gonna have to purchase it, looks like. Dear Go. Let's not talk about dollar amounts at this moment, but oh, you know, I do feel the 3. I'm not gonna take 3 just because not because the chat is telling me to, but you know, 3 right now is looking as if it's gonna be the one, and it is the jackpot. But maybe we didn't want the jackpot because now I'm out of gems. Where are we at right now? We didn't climb by very much, so we're at 6,000 out of 9,000. I'm gonna go ahead and purchase that this time. I'm gonna go ahead and set up my. Be right back on the recording, so that you guys don't see all my wonderful credentials. However, everybody else in my chat can still see it, so it's not like they're gonna do anything with it anyway. It's not like they can do anything with it anyway. Load. An unexpected error has occurred. I don't like that. And that's not what we want to see right now. Especially too in the middle of trying to record. Unexpected error. Oh no. I don't like the sound of that. Show me the money. Oh my goat. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I hope the purchase went through, because I'm not seeing the gems on my end. Unexpected error. Okay, come on. Everybody's like, oh, such a strong password. Yeah, fantastic, right? Oh, people are having issue purchasing gems. I wonder why, because there might be so many hundreds of people opening up their pocketbooks right now. Just cut and re-record. No, we're gonna stick with it. We're gonna hold and just press my buy again. Hopefully it goes straight through. I see it took my coins on my end, so. Oh yeah. Doesn't seem to reflect my purchase. That's no good. An unexpected error occurred. Well, folks, I guess that's it then. Let it be known that I did go ahead and purchase Demon Cecilia, but the gem purchases at this moment aren't going straight through, so hopefully in due time we can get that corrected, and I'm gonna get my double chests off of that, hopefully. But for now, you know my thoughts about Demon Cecilia, because she is flat out disgustingly strong. Here you go, Shinji. I'm gonna a little bit of White Day presents, because White Day is. Wait, it's March right now, isn't it? White Day is, yeah, sometime in this month somewhere. All right, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we'll have a spawn which doesn't glitch out next time.